What is up, everybody? Josh here again, and today we have another Valheim Ashlands video for you. Today we're going to be showing you how to tame these, the new Asksvins in Ashlands. We're also going to show you how to breed them and an easy and efficient way to catch them. Let's get into it, shall we? So before you can ride the Asksvins, breed them or tame them, or even farm them, you're going to need a saddle to ride them back home. So let's show you how to do that first. The Asksvin saddle is crafted in the Black Forge. It does have to be level 2 for you to craft it. And you do need flametal, and you need 6 smelted flametal ingots per Asksvin saddle. You also need linen thread and Morgan sinew as well. We do have a video on the channel as far as how to get flametal, a full flametal guide that we just released. We'll put the link above right now if you're interested in seeing that, and we'll show you how to get the Morgan stocks. Of course, you just gotta kill Morgans for that. Linen thread is crafted, of course, here at the spinning wheel. You just gotta craft the spinning wheel and put flax in there for you to make some linen thread. And linen thread will pop out the end over here. Like so. And of course, as we mentioned before, just kill the Morgan to get the Morgan sinews. Once you have all those mats, you can go up to your Black Forge, and we're going to craft that up. And now we have the Asksvin saddle. And it says the back of an Asksvin is rather lumpy, so you'll need a saddle if you want to ride one. We're going to have that just so we can bring them back to base. You don't have to have them unless you really are going to just ride them, but we are going to ride them and show you just for demonstration purposes. You can set them up as just a farm if you wanted to. Don't think they actually will follow you currently. That may change in the future, hopefully. But making saddles and putting it on them is the easiest way for you to get them to do what you want them to do. Let's go find an Asksvin. So what we're going to go do is go find an Asksvin, and once we find one, we're going to dig a little trap for it. I'm going to show you how to dig the trap. It's quite simple to do so. The very first thing we're going to do is find an area where Asksvins spawn, and this area right here is a pretty good spot in my biome. Every biome is going to be different because everything's randomly generated, but find a spot where you see them and they will respawn there later on. What I like to do is to build a little fall trap. What you'll do is you'll just kind of go all the way down, and you want to go down pretty deep with this one, especially if you're taming more than one at once. That's probably deep enough. And then what you're going to want to do is kind of widen it out. And you just kind of want to make it a little small square. You don't have to have it make it really too big. Something like this should work. And then what you're going to do is you're going to just kind of keep jumping in the corner and kick out like that. So this is going to be the trap where you're going to trap your Asksvins at. Make the trap as large as you want it, but you just got to make sure it's definitely deep. And it needs to be at least maybe 2 stone blocks wide, at least 2 to 3, I'd say, stone blocks wide. That way it can't just get out the trap. So if you have an Asksvin around somewhere, you can go ahead and drag it to your trap now, or wait till the Asksvins to respawn if you had to kill them. Sometimes you gotta kill them, sometimes you don't. When you find an Asksvins, then you just want to go ahead and drag it back to the trap. You want to get inside the trap here. This is probably the most dangerous part. You want to make sure you keep aggro on that Asksvin, and it will come down. It'll do like a jump like that, and it will get in the trap. And as soon as it gets inside the trap here, you're going to get out of the trap. Now you're going to make sure that it can't get out of it, so it's going to have you aggroed still here, like so. And you can actually use this method for pretty much taming anything in this game. As long as you got very steep walls, you want to make sure all your walls are steep on all sides, and make sure that your tame cannot get out. We'll dig it out to get it out later. Okay, so it looks like it's fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and throw some berries in there. You can actually use both kinds of berries. I think they prefer fiddlehead over the smoke puff. That they will eat smoke puff. I have seen them eat smoke puff before. Don't know if that's a bug or not, but we're going to throw them both down in there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and de-aggro it. So we're going to go off in the distance and de-aggro it, then come back. And when I come back, what I like to do is just kind of sneak up to the edge of the hole and make sure I see the little hearts. Looks like we just aggroed another Asksvin, so we're just going to go ahead and drag it to the trap too. And tame it as well. And we're going to have to tango around with this one that's down here first. So now we have 2 Asksvins in there, and we're going to tame them up. That should be deep enough for 2 of them, I hope. If not, we might have to kill one of them off, maybe the lower HP one. So we're going to go ahead and de-aggro, because if not, they're going to sit there and damage each other. Oh, what joy. And you don't want to get too close. You don't want them to be able to see you. You can sneak around and crouch around and do that so you can actually get close enough just to see if they are taming. You can see those little hearts raising from the pit right there. So we're going to sit here and wait until they tame and defend them a little bit. We pretty much killed everything around in the area for now, but it does come back and more dogs come, so. And it looks like only one of ours survived, unfortunately, because we got attacked. But we do have one left, and so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and dig down on one side here. And we're just going to kind of dig a little path here for it to get out. Doesn't have to be perfect, just has to work, pretty much. Kind of like so. And we're going to go ahead and take the saddle that we have and put it on our bar, and then we're just going to go up to the Asksvin and hit 8. And that's going to put a saddle on it. You can also hit E on it to ride the Asksvin. You can ride it right up and out of this hole, and we're going to head straight home with it, and hopefully it survives. And all you got to do is hold shift. You can do a sprint, and left and right with your mouse, move the Asksvin around and steers it. And it does have quite a bit of stamina currently, but a very, very low HP. It's actually quite a weak animal, to be honest with you. So once you have your Asksvin home, all you need to do is throw berries down and they'll eat and then reproduce like lemmings. And you'll have a bunch of Asksvins around. Just gotta throw some berries down just like other animals and how breeding goes with all the other animals in Valheim. Just throw the berries down, they'll reproduce. But what they do is they reproduce with eggs instead of young. So a pro tip, you probably want a pen like this that has the max that you can put walls up, and then you probably want to enclose it because they will do this and they will stack on top of each other whenever they breed, which is wonderful. If you don't actually close it in, they will boost each other up and over sometimes. So it's kind of a pain. Of course, you need 2 Asksvins to breed, just like any other animal in the game. And you'll see them breeding every once in a while. You'll see little hearts and stuff pop up and around like that right there. And of course, if you have way too many of them, then you can go ahead and kill them with the butcher knife. All you need to do is just kind of slice them with the butcher knife and you'll kill them. And the good point about this is you get lots of hide, tails, which is for food, bladder as well. These are pretty valuable mats, to be honest with you. We got about 4 tails, it looks like, just out of one star Asksvin. This very well may change though. After a short period of time, you're going to see this, and this is an Asksvin egg. The Asksvin egg is warm, and there's a reason why. We actually have it closed in, and I'll show you what's on top of this enclosure. We placed on the top of the enclosure here a hearth up top, and it seems like it's actually helping keep the eggs warm. So they do kind of need a fire nearby. If you don't have the fire on, it actually will be cold and the egg won't hatch. But if the egg's warm and you got a fire nearby, then the egg will hatch in the pen. So they basically work just like chickens and how chickens did. And that's the Asksvin. That is the new mount and harvestable animal that was added in Ashlands. Don't forget, if you like what you see, to like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Subscribing will get you Ashland content just like this one and streams. We also are going to be streaming Ashlands as well. And hopefully, we'll see you next time. Peace.